Welcome to the final project report for the Link Into Your Professional Network project, a Learning Futures project commissioned and funded by the Education and Training Foundation. Our project was collaborative and involved Abingdon and Witney and Aylesbury colleges, Working Knowledge, a social enterprise company, and a wide range of employers. We're delighted to share with you our journey and learning points. I hope that you will be able to use some or all of these in your own organisation. Did you know that around 60% of jobs are never advertised? Interesting when UK youth unemployment currently stands at over 760,000. Many students are unaware that the roles advertised in the press and online are only the tip of the iceberg in relation to the total number of jobs available at any one time. This makes it incredibly difficult for students to progress within their chosen careers if they do not know how to access these unadvertised jobs. The Link Into Your Professional Network project, as part of Learning Futures, developed the skills of the education and training workforce in using professional networking technologies to improve that line of sight to work for students. Working in partnership, Abingdon and Witney College, Aylesbury College and Working Knowledge developed bespoke blended learning sessions to staff and students on using LinkedIn to establish deeper and more meaningful connections with employers. Business volunteers provided coaching support throughout and ensured that training reflected current industry practice. The success of the project will be measured longer term ultimately by the increase in the percentage of students throughout the sector who progress into meaningful employment following their studies. This project addressed a nationwide need to improve the employment chances of young people using innovative, industry-standard technology solutions. Well, there are a number of reasons why people should read this report. The report will interest those who want to help their students to secure meaningful work experience placements during and/or employment after college, integrate more fully the development of employability skills within the curriculum, those who want to strengthen the links between industry and education to further enable the co-design and co-delivery of the curriculum, those who want to learn how to get the most out of LinkedIn, and those who want to learn to get the most out of Skype for Business to cost-effectively bring real employer expertise into the classroom. Abingdon and Witney College is a medium-sized general further education college operating mainly from 3 major sites across South and West Oxfordshire. It offers courses in 14 of the 15 subject sector areas, ranging from pre-entry to degree level, with a focus firmly on vocational education and training. In 2014-15, it had approximately 6,300 further education students, of which 1,700 were full-time 16 to 18-year-olds and 1,000 full-time 19-plus students. We had 350 students on apprenticeship and work-based programmes and about 500 higher education students. A major provider of land-based provision, the college is a full member of Landex and a designated specialist land-based college, operating a specialist site for the delivery of land-based vocational education and training. In addition, the college has a key focus on making extensive provision for young adults with special educational needs, including those with PMLD and complex behaviour. The college is an associate partner of Oxford Brookes University and the University of Gloucester, and also has a direct contact with HEFGE. Meaningful student progression is a continued key focus for the further education sector. It is imperative that we provide our students with the knowledge and opportunities to develop industry standard skills so that they can secure good jobs and promotion prospects once they leave college and beyond. Establishing strong, deep connections with relevant employers is crucial to ensure that learning is contextualised and meets the standards that industry demands. For a significant proportion of students, their network of relevant employers is very narrow or non-existent, and they don't yet have the skills or confidence to engage with business in a professional way. Through previous work, we also know that employers struggle to connect with the right people within further education, often despite a desire to shape the curriculum and therefore the skill set of their entry workforce. Given that nearly 60% of all jobs are no longer advertised through traditional channels and the fact that all 16 to 18 students on study programmes within further education must secure work experience placements with external employers, the challenge to ensure that students can establish a strong professional network of relevant industry contacts is even more acute. Abingdon and Witney and Aylesbury colleges have worked closely with Working Knowledge over the past 5 years, and through this have established strong connections with employers at institution level. We wanted to take this to an individual level and provide our students with the tools and skills to develop those important industry-specific connections. The industry standard professional networking tool is LinkedIn, which is now also used by many employers as a recruitment medium. Therefore, that was the main focus of the project. We aim to upskill the education and training workforce in using LinkedIn in the most effective way so that they could then teach their students. It was incredibly important to us that business volunteers were involved in the project right the way through to ensure that the training reflected industry practice and to validate the aims and objectives of the programme. The most important factor to the success of the project was the collaboration between the two further education colleges and Working Knowledge. Working Knowledge has the expertise and well-developed relationships with key employers who were able to add value throughout the project and really give the staff and students the inside track on how to engage with businesses in a meaningful and impactful way. Another important success factor was the engagements of the staff and the students in the whole process. The onboarding sessions for both staff and students were key and ensured that they understood the key objectives of the project and the all-important "what's in it for me?". The inclusion of business volunteers to those student onboarding sessions made this even more relevant for them. The fact that business volunteers were involved virtually as well as face-to-face made this much more appealing to them and was a much more cost-effective way of enabling the staff and students to have direct access to employers. With hindsight, the timing of the project was not ideal, as the end of academic year was incredibly busy with assessment and feedback. The most appropriate time of the year to introduce the staff and students to LinkedIn is at the beginning, when they are trying to engage with employers to arrange work experience placements and are refining their longer-term progression plans. With a longer time period, we also would have spent more time on the training, enabling staff to go through the learning process for a complete cycle prior to then teaching the students. In order to repeat the success, I would encourage any organisation to follow these key steps. Number 1, work with a partner organisation to engage the support of key employers for the project right from the start. 2, spend sufficient time on the onboarding process with both staff and students to make sure that they understand the key objectives and benefits to them. Step 3, involve business volunteers both face-to-face and virtually to ensure the contextualisation of learning. 4, introduce the blended learning module with staff in advance of students and ensure that sufficient support is available for both groups as they progress through the project. In order to sustain our achievements, both colleges are planning to embed the training into our core skills programmes for both staff and students so that it becomes business as usual and part of every student's and lecturer's learning. The blended learning course will continue to be developed with perhaps a version more suited to students with one specifically for staff. All relevant teaching staff will then have the tools and skills to support their students in using LinkedIn to establish a wider and deeper range of connections with relevant employers. Teaching staff across the colleges will also be able to use their LinkedIn connections to engage effectively with employers to ensure that their curriculum is co-designed and co-delivered moving forward.